Yes, the 2021, the government action exhibition is taking place right here and the multi-purpose sport complex in Yaoundé. Going around the complex, there are many stands, but today, Focus Afrique Media has decided to stop at the stand of the National Refinery Company known as SONARA. The purpose of coming here is to find out the importance of SONARA as it stands. One of the directors of communication is going to tell us more about this. Follow me as we meet him. Yes, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Takan.
Can you please introduce yourself to us?
Yes, I'm Divine Ebompende. I'm in charge of public relations, communication, translation, and interpretation in SONARA.
Okay, we hear about SONARA. What is SONARA all about?
Well, SONARA, it's a refining company. That is to say, we transform crude oil into finished petroleum products such as super, gasol, jet fuel, kerosene, cooking gas, and you name the rest.
So we are at SAGO. Of what importance is your presence at this exhibition?
Preliminarily, I would like to say this is our 10th participation, which means that we have taken part in all 10 editions of the government action trade plan. And our participation this time around, like in the past, falls within our corporate image building policy. Because a giant economy, a giant company like SONARA cannot exist in darkness. You must give visibility to the company, its activities, and then build a certain image to let the various stakeholders, especially the ordinary public, to know about your existence, to feel the company. Because don't you forget, we're a citizen corporate body.
Citizen corporate body.
Yes.
That is good. So you talked of refining. Are you refining crude oil to finished goods?
Yes.
And where do you usually get your crude oil?
Well, Cameroon has crude oil, but from the onset, our refinery was not meant to transform heavy crude oil. We transform part of Cameroonian crude oil, but the greater part of it comes from Equatorial Guinea, Nigeria, and the rest of the world. So the refining process is simple. You take the crude oil of course, which we get either within or without Cameroon, and transform them. The transformation, we refine them. Because crude oil itself is not very bad oil, but it needs to be processed. And that's why at the end of it all, we have various petroleum products, those we mentioned a little while ago.
All right, some years back, SONARA had some difficulties because of the fire incident. So how far is the government or the company going on with the reconstruction process of the company?
Well, I think that's one of the messages and the assurance we have brought to the Cameroonian public and the rest of our other publics, that despite the fire incident of 31st May 2019, the company is still waxing strong. And of course, you know, this is thanks to the very special measures taken by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Paul Biya, for SONARA to remain steadfast to its mission, to its global objective, that of supplying basic petroleum products on the Cameroonian market first and above. And that's why we were instructed by government to carry on trading. Trading is some kind of buy and sell 'em. That is what we used to produce before the fire incident. We buy it from certified oil producers and now put on the local and international market. So you would notice that the impact of the fire incident of the 31st of May 2019 is not very much felt by Cameroonians, because prices at the level of the filling station have not changed and we don't have any shortages as far as I'm concerned. And so you see, the government has done everything for Cameroonians to carry on their daily activities vis-a-vis SONARA's contribution. Planes are flying, vehicles are plying the roads. Our mothers back in the villages can use kerosene to put on their fire. We're using butane, that is a cooking gas. And so these are signs that SONARA is really steadfast to its mission.
After the incidents, many structures were destroyed. So how is the company going to rebuild the destroyed structures or instruments?
Yes, I think government is working tooth and nail for the rehabilitation of the affected units to be put in place. But you know, there are a few factors that are impeding this important rehabilitation process. For instance, the present pandemic, COVID pandemic, you will remember that in the month of May, this fire incident occurred. And a few months after that, there was this COVID pandemic, and all borders were blocked. And again, it is important to say this. You don't just wake up and give your refinery to an individual to start rehabilitation work when you have not followed certain procedures. You must send an international tender. People will come in for consultations, and even when the bidder, the winner, is known, there are a few administrative and technical aspects to take care of. And even when the winner has the contract, he has to mobilize, to galvanize human resources, financial resources, and there are many other things that go with that. But I think Cameroonians have been patient. They believe in SONARA, they believe in the state, and that I'm sure in the nearest future, they will see the rehabilitation process come through, and I think at the end of it all, we shall all be happy.
So, at this point in time, has SONARA retrenched any worker?
Not at all. Like I was saying, one of the measures, the first measure the head of state took was for SONARA to continue to supply petroleum products on the market, and that's why we opted for the trading, the buy and sell and process I talked about. The second measure was for government to instruct the management of SONARA to preserve all jobs. This is to say no retrenchment took place. The workforce has remained intact. The third measure is that even the payroll itself has remained intact. So you can see that the working environment in SONARA is quite serene, it's appreciable, and I think the global objective has been attained.
Thank you very much, Mr.
May God bless your channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, fellow viewers of Focus Media Africa, you've heard from Mr. Ebong concerning SONARA. I don't need to tell you more, but just follow up. Keep in touch.